families, and the broader community. And earlier this year, Governor Pritzker signed birth equity legislation aimed at improving the Black maternal health crisis, an issue near and dear to my heart. Friends, I am so honored to welcome to the Power Plus stage the great governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker.
Thank you so much, Jamila. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be surrounded by so many incredible advocates and organizers and powerhouses. I love the name Power Plus. I feel like I'm in literally the center of all the energy in the country right here. So I'm really grateful to be here with the Institute for Women's Policy Research and, of course, Dr. Jamila Taylor. For decades, your organization has led the charge for gender equity and women's economic empowerment, and I truly am honored to become your partner over the years in that endeavor. Whenever I get to talk about the long struggle, and I do mean long struggle, for women's civil and economic rights, I think about my mother. She passed away in 1982 when I was 17 years old. But for many, many years, across the 60s and 70s, she marched and she protested and she fought for social and economic justice, the Equal Rights Amendment, the LGBTQ rights movement, fighting for a woman's right to choose. And remember, back then, there were a lot fewer allies than there are today. So it makes me admire her all the more. The progress American women have made over that last half century, the progress that we've made together in protecting reproductive justice, in advancing equal rights, in promoting women's economic empowerment, has been nothing short of remarkable. And I know that my mother would be proud of all that we have accomplished. I find it hard to believe that after so many years of progress, the successes that were so hard won are the rights that are being dismantled today. That's why women and your allies across the nation have taken to the streets and to the halls of power to demand those rights be restored. And we continue our march toward the full freedom that women must finally obtain. Whether we're taking on the judges who put an extreme anti-choice agenda forward, or we're enshrining into law equal pay for women, or providing universal child care and real economic opportunity. There is so much work that is yet to be done. And while much attention is rightly paid to what happens in Washington, D.C., it's the states, the laboratories of democracy, that are at the front lines of this work today. In Illinois, I am proud to say that we've advanced one of the most pro-women agendas in the entire nation. An agenda that doesn't silo off women's issues, but rather puts them at the forefront of our policy conversations. It's no accident we've elected and appointed women to leadership roles across state government. We have one of the most equal legislatures in the entire nation, and I'm proud of that. Our agenda in Illinois has been formulated and passed by one of the most diverse state governments in our history, written by women, for women, men, and families. It's an agenda that we've accelerated adoption of since day one of my administration, and that will have an impact long after I am gone from public office. It starts with a robust, proactive reproductive justice platform, responding to extremists who threaten women's bodily autonomy. We passed a slate of reforms to not just protect those rights, but promote them. I signed the Reproductive Health Act 5 years ago to establish and affirm the fundamental right of all individuals to make their own decisions without government interference. Across the nation, we've heard horrifying stories of women dying after being denied medically necessary care because of draconian abortion restrictions. In Illinois, we passed a law guaranteeing the right to stabilizing medical care during an emergency, including for abortion. We massively expanded protections and have become a refuge for those seeking reproductive health care from other states. That meant strengthening our SHIELD law to enhance legal protections for patients who travel to Illinois seeking care. And we've protected their decisions by adding them to the Illinois Human Rights Act. We are proud to be an oasis of reproductive freedom for women throughout the nation. If you look at the Guttmacher Institute's map, you will see one bright light in the center of the Midwest. And indeed, all of the states around, yeah. It's proud. I have that up on my wall, just so you know. On the other hand, it makes me upset because look at all of the states around us and what they've done to women's reproductive freedom. And people have to travel for, 1,000 miles from Texas to come to Illinois just to exercise their rights and know that they are protected. But we couldn't just ensure that abortion was legal in Illinois. We needed to make this a state where every woman, regardless of her race or the zip code she comes from, had the right to a safe and healthy pregnancy. From that mission came one of the most robust birth equity initiatives in the entire nation, explicitly aimed at closing racial disparities in maternal health, creating new birth centers in underserved areas, expanding home visiting programs, expanding Medicaid coverage for doulas and midwives. And we were the first in the nation to extend full Medicaid benefits to new mothers up to 1 year postpartum. And I'm proud to say that we're the first to do so regardless of one's immigration status. Look, we want Illinois to be the best state in the nation to raise a family, and that begins with ensuring that the decisions about when to start a family are in the hands of women. It's about power and economic self-determination. Beyond that, we have worked to ensure economic security and mobility for women across the state by investing in early childhood programs, providing universal preschool, and making childcare more affordable. And Illinois became the third state in the nation to guarantee paid leave. I've made it a priority to bring greater economic opportunity to everyone in this state, specifically looking to improve employment outcomes for women and people of color. We've expanded apprenticeship programs, access to trade school, and workforce development specifically for women. Throughout all of this, I've kept the memory of my mother marching for justice all those years ago at the front of my mind. Indeed, every day as governor, I think about what my mother would want me to be doing, what she believed in, what we haven't yet done that would fulfill her dreams. As we go forward, she will stay at the forefront of my mind. I carry her with me every day as governor, remembering that we can't stop until women get equal pay. Until women don't have to answer to politicians when making decisions about their bodily autonomy. And until we can guarantee safety and equality and opportunity for every woman of this nation. All that we have accomplished has been thanks to the tireless efforts of those of you who have stood up and demanded more from their government. And I'm grateful to them, as I'm grateful to all of you, for working every day to leave a better world for my daughter and my son. I'm proud, truly proud, to stand alongside you in that work. Thank you for allowing me to join you this morning. I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference here in the birthplace of Hillary Clinton and Michelle Obama. And where Kamala Harris spent her formative years. Oh, and we're also the land of Lincoln, FYI. Thank you all very much.